As the deadly coronavirus spreads throughout the United States, universities are making hard decisions that impact the lives of thousands of students. At Indiana University, students on campus and off are being affected in different ways.
Kayla Skinner is a senior English major living just off campus with 5 roommates. Up until last week, she had a job at a bookstore on campus. That's when Indiana University called off in-person classes for the rest of the semester and essentially closed campus. Now Skinner and her roommates are trying to figure out how they'll even afford to live in Bloomington, much less experience the kind of senior year they'd been imagining.
I really love being a student, and I feel very privileged to go to school here, so just not being able to say goodbye, it does hurt, and especially the bookshop.
Because the situation is so fluid, Skinner hasn't heard whether or not the bookstore will be able to reopen at all this year. She's also concerned about how she'll finish her English classes online. Not all of them will easily translate to online instruction.
So I have a poetry class that's pretty hands-on. We throw ideas out to each other and, write while we're in class. It's really hard to take collaborative classes and not be able to collaborate.
Students living on campus have to decide even faster what they're going to do next. Madeline McCarthy is a freshman at the Jacobs School of Music. When the university suspended in-person classes, she went home to Detroit.
We got that email around midnight. I was awake, so I read it, and then we got up at 4 in the morning, on the road by like 5-ish.
Like Skinner, she's also concerned about how the university plans to continue instruction for some of her classes, particularly music.
For music school, it's especially tough, for sure. I'm going to have to take my private lessons over my laptop.
This week, a group of organizations advocating for graduate student workers criticized the rollout of the university's plans to close housing. International students are particularly concerned about what to do next, especially if they're from countries affected by the virus or can't afford to get home. They say no one should risk losing housing in the middle of an unprecedented outbreak, and they want IU to commit to a policy ensuring vulnerable people can remain. The university says it hears those concerns and is working to accommodate students.
We've established a petition to stay form, which is now live on the Residential Programs and Services website. Through that form, students can give the reasons why they have to stay here in the housing that they have, and we'll try to work with them to see what is possible.
Kearney also says the university is aware of student concerns about how certain classes like music will be taught online or remotely.
But there are just a lot of balls in the air at the moment, and I just hope that our students and our faculty and staff recognize that we're just trying to figure out what's the best thing to do to make sure that everybody is as successful as they can be coming out of this really difficult situation.
But that will likely come too late for seniors who expected 2020 to be unique for reasons unrelated to the virus.
It's not IU's fault, and I know that. It's not our president's fault. I also know that. It's an epidemic, and it sucks. But I do feel cheated because we came in the class of 2020, the bicentennial class. So I thought we were going to have everything handed to us, or we were going to have a nice commencement. We were going to be the most appreciated class of a long time, but now I don't even know if we're going to be able to walk, and that hurts.
For Indiana Newsdesk, I'm George Hale.